I'd like to call this meeting of the Veterans Affairs Committee to order, and want to thank our panelists for coming today to talk about a very important subject. Dr. Clancy, particularly, we welcome you again for all the help you've given the committee and the Veterans Administration. We appreciate it very much. We have new rules in the Senate committee this year. The ranking member and the chairman will make opening remarks. Any members that want to make an opening remark can make it at the closing of the hearing, because we came to hear from those testifying, not from other members of the Senate. But anybody's welcome to file a statement if they like. We have two additional members that will sit in today, Senator Johnson and Senator Baldwin from the state of Wisconsin, which obviously has been a focal point of the overprescription of opiates, and I think it's important they have the opportunity to participate in the questioning of our witnesses. So in the absence of opening statements, I'll make a brief one. I'll turn it over to Richard Blumenthal, and then we'll go straight to our distinguished panelists. Let me just say this. One of our panelists was going to be Dr. Tom Frieden, or his designee from the CDC, which is doing an awful lot of work on the overprescription of opiates. He could not be here, but we talked by phone for about 15 minutes prior to my coming up here to open this hearing. And there are two facts that he told me that I want to read out that I think make the point as to why this is an important hearing. 145,000 Americans have died in the last 10 years from an overprescription or overconsumption of opiates. 145,000. The rate of prescription has become so great that there were enough prescribed last year to provide one in every 6 Americans with a prescription for a year. That's 15% of the population with a year's prescription. That's how much of a supply is coming out. The CDC has recognized it as such a prominent problem for health care in America. They have got a task force working on guidelines for their prescriptions, which will be published sometime at the end of December for public comment, and hopefully by April 1st will become policy of the CDC in the United States of America. This is a serious problem. Abuse of and overprescription of opiates is bad for the recipient, and it's bad for the country, and it's a bad way to mask problems rather than treat problems, which is what we're all about in terms of the Veterans Administration. So with that opening preface and the gravity of the situation is illustrated by the statistics from the CDC, I'm happy to welcome our ranking member for his opening remarks. Senator Blumenthal.